The following podcast contains adult themes and adult language. Listener discretion advised.
And although we joke, if you or someone you know is affected by or a victim of domestic violence, dial 1-800-799-7233 or visit the National Domestic Violence Hotline's website, thehotline.org.
But it's always the husband, it's always the husband, it's always the husband, I'm gonna kill you, babe.
Hey, everybody. This is Sarah.
And this is Megan.
You're listening to It's Always the Husband podcast.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you for pushing play on your device.
Yeah, please push play and then push that little button with the square and the arrow up, because then you can share it with someone.
Oh, yeah.
And then we can retire in the lap of luxury.
God, wouldn't that be great?
God damn. This is a true crime podcast with some humor injected into it. At least we try. I don't know. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it going to be funny today?
No, we don't know.
never know. This is unscripted. Just the two of us shooting the shit every week.
And sometimes literally shitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a big week coming up at the deodorant factory because at the end of this week we are headed out.
Oh, we are.
For a girls' weekend.
Someone will end up being taken back in a very cheap body bag.
God.
like a Target bag body bag. That's all too short.
We're going to our favorite getaway town, Nisswa, Minnesota, and we're gonna just wear our pajamas all day, every day, and drink Prosecco and play games and laugh. And this year we have a hot tub.
Oh, I know. Someone will drown.
Yeah. Did you shave your pubes?
I don't have any anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Otherwise, well, no.
I know. So no.
Yeah.
But even if I didn't know.
No.
So
yeah.
It's been
That'll be very exciting.
Yeah.
We're in Minneapolis, which seems to be some sort of magnetism to extreme political change or extreme political events or extreme political deaths, I guess you could say.
It's just fucked up everywhere.
Minneapolis it's just kind of a hole some sort of hole gravitational
It just
field.
keeps taking a beating. And
yeah.
It's so sad because it's so lovely.
It is.
I love Minnesota.
It is lovely.
Yeah.
You know what? Some of the best people I think
Yes.
that have ever been have come from Minnesota.
And the best people who are living right now. Us.
Well, of course.
We're all in Minnesota.
Yeah. But also some real dipshits come from Minnesota too.
Some do,
Some make it right up into echelon of politics as well.
Who?
Oh.
Cut that part out.
we'll
Cut it
edit that
out.
out.
We don't talk politics on this
But
show,
Minnesotans
but we
are a hardy people because we actually have to stay alive physically for 9 months out of the year in our home.
Mm-hmm.
But that means,
and now we have to try to stay alive in other ways.
Yes.
So it's been a trying week for us here in Minnesota. And it kind of just makes you want to shut your brain off and go under the covers and sleep. But instead, we looked for things that got us through
I
this
think we tried.
shithole week. We tried. Sarah, God damn it. What's your glitter in the shitter? What got you through this shithole week in Minnesota?
See, I am like a premenopausal gal. So that means the hair falls out of my head.
Your hair looks great today.
And it all grows into my mustache. Hair that should be coming out of my head is a glorious mustache and beard.
Yep. Yep.
And armpit hair.
Yeah.
And like mole hair.
Yeah. I have to tell you, when Sadie, my daughter, was home from Worcester for Christmas, I was like, I could feel this chin hair, right? And it was like a whisker. Like it was hard. And I was like, Sadie, I know where it is. It comes out of the same, it's in the same spot, and I'll get it and it'll be gone for like a week and then it grows back. I'm like, Sadie, you have to get this. So she's found my tweezers and I lifted my head up and she's looking for it. And she was like, I said, can you see it? Can you see it? It's right here. She was like, there's just so many. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm there with you. And many of us listening are.
You know what? You can just go as Mr. Edwards for Halloween and just put on a flannel.
Oh, they took it with a fat old man who washed his face in a frying pan and combed his hair with a wagon wheel, died with a toothache in his heel.
The beard is taken care of.
That is what I'm going to do. Give me a flannel and suspenders. I am Isaiah Edwards.
Is that Mr. Edwards? No, it's Megan McDermott. Anyway, because my hair is thinner, I found this product, I think, through like a Ipsy or whatever the hell it is subscription service, and it's called We Are Paradox, and it's a little spray and it's for volume. And I thought, you just buy it again when it wears out because it's probably at Ulta or Target.
Yeah.
No, it's made in the UK and it's nowhere to be found.
Well, guess what?
And there's what?
We're going to the UK in a couple months.
That's true.
We're going to stock up. Okay.
There is like one on eBay, so it's like you can't even find it. But it's a volume hair spray, blow dry spray that makes your hair look like 4 times the amount of hair you have. And it's made out of almost all natural products. And
except
it's so
the poison.
Good. Except
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's called We Are Paradox, and it was so nice to just pretend to have nice full hair again. But then, I don't know where I'll ever find it again.
Well, I do.
We'll have to
in
hunt
the
it
UK.
Down. Yeah.
We Are Paradox. Great. As I told everyone last week, if you are an avid, dedicated listener, I started a sourdough journey, and so I bought this. My glitter in the shitter this week is to add to my sourdough. I now like to put a little bit of olive oil in a cute little dish, and then I bought this Nona Pia's balsamic glaze.
Oh,
it is so good. It's 1,000 times better than just putting balsamic vinegar in it. Although I like that too, but this glaze is kind of sweet and it's like already reduced down. It's like a reduction. It's so good. So it's awesome on bread. I'm sure it would be great on like meat or potatoes or anything. Oh my God, I bet you could like
delicious.
Yeah. So I got it at Target, so I think you can find it most places. But it's so good. So that's what got me through this week, and I'm excited. I just made new sourdough today, so I'm excited to go home and eat some.
Delicious. It'll be gone. I'll get that one piece. He'll eat it all now.
He'll eat I brought Sarah and Jamie a loaf to.
Yeah, it'll be gone by the time
I owed Sarah because she.
No, you didn't.
She bought me some booze at happy hour on Friday, so I had to pay her back in bread.
Well, I'll take it, but you didn't have to. We do have Patreons.
Who are our Patreons?
We have Laura Schwartz.
Laura, not Lori.
No,
not our
Lori
friend
Schwartz.
Lori. Why doesn't that bitch
Laura
support
Schwartz.
us?
Oh, she's a bitch.
Yeah, she is a huge bitch. Okay, thanks, Laura.
Laura, thank you. L.A. in Chicago.
Okay.
So thank you, L.A. in Chicago.
Yeah.
Chicago.
I'll be going to Chicago soon,
you
too.
are going to Chicago soon. And Martha Olsen, who I think is a Swedish, because her money was Swedish.
Oh my gosh,
yes.
Martha.
Healy, Martha.
Is it light in Sweden right now or dark in Sweden right now?
It would be
dark.
Well, now it'll be getting lighter.
Lighter?
Yeah. Because they're northern hemisphere.
They're the same as
but
us.
It's dark as hell, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. Okay.
And cold.
I love Sweden. Yeah. I love my Norway, Sweden, Finland. I love my Scandinavian Nordics. Yeah.
They're a good people.
They really are.
Do you have a Facebook funny? Because we also have listeners that can go onto our Facebook group. We have an Instagram.
We do. If you like us, please follow us on all of the socials. But one in particular, we have a Facebook group, and it is, you just ask to join and we let you in. We have absolutely no standards. And so we literally just put only funny shit. No politics, no nothing else.
Yeah.
It's like, if it's disgusting and a dick, we post it on
pretty much
on the Facebook. So I had a couple that really made me laugh. First of all, the best boss we've ever had, Angie Bounds, was getting hammed on hams this week.
There's been a few people that have newly found hams and got hammed on hams.
It's like they thought we were joking,
I think they didn't think there was a hams.
Yeah, some people were like, wait, what? There really
a beer
is hams?
called hams?
We're like, yes.
Absolutely.
We are getting hammed on ham. When we say that, we mean it.
Yep. You could buy like 72 cans for $1.50.
You can. Yeah. So I love that. And then Rachel Hart Schaefer posted a picture of like a baby announcement from Facebook. And it was a woman who like maybe looked a little goth in a beautiful black dress that with a big pregnant belly. And she said, "Can't wait to welcome baby anal death."
I mean, come on.
In 2026. That's
like that baby farts that we had.
What? Farts. Do you think she was trying to say Annabeth?
I hope that either you're naming your kid anal death or you're so dumb you don't even know how to look at a typo on your own baby announcement and it goes out and says anal death.
But then also, why would Annabeth corrects autocorrect to anal death? Like, why are you using the word anal death?
And are they pre-colostomy bag? Do they want people to not be able to use their anus?
Welcome, baby anal death.
I don't know. Come on now.
But thank you, Rachel. I was just like, what? And I wanted to give you a shout out.
Yeah, and I got a good chuckle from Lisa, who put the wiener.
Yes, Lisa Cape. Yes,
she put the wiener on her own Facebook
instead of ours,
instead of the group. So you might try to put a funny like meme in the group, and then you realize you put something totally embarrassing, but it's on your own feed,
own page,
and you don't want anyone who sees your normal Facebook to know that you're a total pervert weirdo, like all the people in our group. So she had to scramble to try to delete it. And I said, I've been there so many times. And that made me laugh. And I needed that laugh this week.
I
so
know.
That was great.
She's like, I am a teacher and I am a mom and I put a dick on my page.
Enormous dick on her page. By her. And not like someone else. So that's so good. And I've done that so many times.
Oh, Lisa, we love you.
Did you send something horrible to like the wrong text group?
Yeah. Yeah.
You did.
There was. I forgot I did that. I did it while we were recording a
so
show.
You were preoccupied.
It was some horrible murder.
Yes.
About either they were trying to recreate the guy's
you
face.
had pictures of like the core. Oh no, it was wheelie porn. porn cocks, right?
Or I mean, it was just
her
fucked up faces,
fucked up face creation
and
of a corpse,
and this mother whose son goes to school in my district and had just found out that her son was deaf in one ear, and my son is deaf, and so she was like, "Oh, so and so, the teacher told me that I could contact you. I just have some questions, whatever." And then I sent her wheelie porn cocks pictures.
She sent her pictures of a corpse,
And then
instead of responding like a normal human.
It was my first interaction with her. I'd never even met her. And then I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I did not mean to send this to you. I do a true crime podcast. It was the worst pictures I've ever seen. Oh my God, I got to find that text.
And Nut Bar sent a picture of her husband's ball sack to her work text to her work chat.
It's just technology's unhinged.
I know. Gosh.
We are too dumb to have cell phones.
No kidding.
All of us.
Humiliation. And the porn that gets sent inadvertently to a work group. Did you mean to
And then
text
Tina was
me
like,
your husband's balls?
I know you're telling me that your husband's asleep right now and you're awake cleaning, but I can also see his balls.
You're just trying to go about your night. Your coworker texts you a picture of their husband's balls. What an idiot! That's the greatest thing she's ever done.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Besides smoking Oliver heaters, she
Right,
also
yes.
sends porn to her
She
coworkers.
sends porn to work colleagues.
God damn it. Here I am again
Yeah.
doing all the work while my husband's sleeping.
Yep. There's his
Ball sack
balls. Oh, that was classic. All right, should we start this?
Let's start the actual reason why some people have tuned in.
Possibly.
Because we do feign to be a true crime
Kind of.
podcast.
I thought we could stick with Dateline January. So this is another Dateline. I don't know. It was season 19, like episode 152.
It's like, how many more shows can we do?
And it is called The Day She Disappeared.
Yes, secrets uncovered the day
and there's a
she
lot
disappeared.
of she disappeared, but then they'll put like a name in there. So
so if you just search
I
the
think it's the
day
only
she
one with
disappeared,
she.
there's like 900
Yes.
Datelines that have that same title.
very similar.
Because so many wives keep disappearing.
Just disappear.
But this one is secrets uncovered.
The day she disappeared.
Yeah, the day she disappeared.
So that's how you'll find it. So we're gonna go all the way back to 2008.
Yes,
which
we are.
right away in your head you think can't be too long ago.
Oh yeah,
But
it
it's
is.
very long ago.
Yep, it is.
Almost 20 years ago. That is horrifying
Insane.
to think about.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday morning. It's July, and this is hosted by Keith, who does. I mean, because it's like a whole thing that he leans on things.
And
And all
the
he does
lean
is
king,
lean.
they call him.
He leans like
On a post
anything
in the middle of nowhere, or maybe a wall outside of a courthouse. Yeah.
So he definitely was. I don't know, like if it doesn't have something to do with something wrong with his body.
What? I don't know. Maybe he's fucking tired.
Well, anyway, he's in Raleigh, North Carolina, which I'm sure is very lovely. In a tiny, tiny suburb of even that called Cary. So Cary seems like a lovely small town. And Keith is talking to this woman called Hannah Pritchard. And she is concerned because she's supposed to be seeing her friend. And her friend's name is Nancy Cooper. And Nancy's supposed to be over with like a breakfast party.
Okay.
Like a brunch with her friends or whatever. And she knew about it. She wasn't forgetting. She's not the type that doesn't show up. So this friend, Hannah, calls Brad Cooper, which is Nancy's husband. And she said it was about 10 in the morning. Nancy, her friend, was supposed to be over having breakfast with her, hanging out, doing whatever they had planned to do for their plans. But she wasn't there. Brad says, Nancy's just out for a run. And I mean, Nancy was training for marathons and a marathon runner, but I don't know any woman who decides to go exercise when she could be out with her friends and boozing it for brunch or eating French toast.
I mean, that's never happened to us.
No. There's no way she would reschedule her running.
No.
When she could be hanging out and drinking booze.
Exactly.
So already I'd be suspicious. So the friend Hannah was like, well, okay, she's supposed to be over here. And he said, well, when did she leave to go running? And he said, I think 6:30. So why is she out running for 4 hours?
Yeah.
On a regular Saturday?
And he didn't even care.
And yeah, that seems like a long time. I mean, I know it seemed she was training for a marathon, but would she really do her big, huge run when she already had plans to get ham-boned?
No. Well,
That
you
doesn't
do
make
that
any
before.
sense.
You
Yes.
run first, then you reward yourself.
But yeah, not for 4
booze,
hours that
but no.
day. I
That's
don't
like
know.
a marathon.
Yeah.
She's not ready for that. She
No,
just was like going to
she's
run
not
a couple
doing a
miles.
4-hour
yeah.
run.
Yeah.
So this is ridiculous. So the friend's like, that's super weird. Okay. Whatever. So then the friend goes about her day, and then it gets to be like 1 or 2 p.m. and she gets a call, and she thinks it's Nancy, the friend. And she's like, Nancy, what are you doing, bitch? Just you ghosted me at my party. And it's like, hello, this is Brad, Nancy's husband. Nancy hasn't come home from her run yet. I think I'm worried about her.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, really?
Yeah. And the friend's like, what the hell? Well, this is a huge issue.
I hope you're worried.
Like,
you
now
dumbass.
she's missing, and this is a huge concern. So then Dateline tells us that now the friend actually calls Krista. Krista is Nancy's absolutely identical twin sister.
Yes.
This twin sister, though, lives in Canada because Brad and Nancy are Canadians from Calgary? Something fancy like that. way up there. Is Calgary way up there? I don't know.
Is Brad also from Canada?
They both met in like some dink town.
Yeah, okay,
in
that's
Calgary,
right.
Canada.
Yeah.
And they met in 98.
Okay.
And so then they went to college in like some dink town of Edmonton, or no, that's where her family was from too.
Dink town? What is a dink town in Canada?
Teeny tiny dinky town.
Oh, okay. I thought Calgary was big.
Calgary is big, but I think they were, I don't know. I don't think they were in that whole area.
Okay.
But anyway, so they fall in love, but Brad is supposed to be, according to Nancy's parents, who are also on the show, as well as her 3 siblings, Brad was this IT super genius.
He could do things that no one else could.
And the dad, Nancy's dad, said he was very smart. Mensa or close.
Yeah.
And I said, bitch, if you're not in Mensa, then just suck it. Suck it, asshole. You didn't make it. Go fuck
because
yourself.
Some people on this podcast did.
We did make it into Mensa by giving a tongs job to the guy administering the test.
At the library.
At the library. And I'm sure it was very well administered.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets recruited by Cisco Systems in Raleigh, North Dakota. And they say, hey, Brad, we heard you're like super, super good at this one idiot tiny corner of the internet between telephone and the internet, you're like one of 152 people around the world that know this nerdingdom. Would you care to come work for us at this salary? And Brad said, why? Brad said, sure. But in order to stay still going out with Nancy, for Nancy to come to the USA, they had to be married. Is that true in year 2000? Maybe it was probably like 2001-ish, but it said the year 2000. That's before 2001. Would they be that? Who cares? Whatever.
I don't know.
We don't know.
I may or may not have been looking at ways to immigrate to other countries.
Oh, instead of them coming in.
So
we don't know.
I don't know what the rules are. But it's actually not that easy to just move other places.
I guess not. Or to go back.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So they had to be married, in other words. So she had to marry him to stay with him. And I bet she got a choice like, do you want to stay with me and move to the US or stay here and I'll dump your ass? And so she probably married him.
So she's like, yeah, let's get married. I mean, I think they liked each other. They loved each other. It wasn't like a marriage just to go to the United States.
Wasn't.
They had this opportunity.
Going out, but I feel like he wasn't as giving her more time if he went and said, and you can wrap up your business here and then come with me.
Yeah, they didn't want to be apart. They wanted to be together.
I guess.
So they got married so they could go to the United States.
So she moves here.
Mm-hmm.
They have 2 little girls that looked very cute.
Mm-hmm.
But she's telling her family and friends that Brad is mainly married to his work. So he's just always at work. But they're doing very well. So they live in this very upper middle class suburb. But they seem to have a lovely home. They both have BMWs. And on the outside, everything looks like it's going literally like perfect.
Great. Yeah.
But 911 gets called in Saturday, July of 2008. And so we see the police, some detectives are in this show. A man walking his dog finds a body, and the body is in a storm drain in a housing construction little setup a couple miles from the Cooper home. So now the investigation is like, of course, this is a murder, which, come on. If she was missing for a whole day already or a day and a half, and she hasn't contacted her children, her 2 little kids, her husband, she hasn't contacted any of her friends, something is horribly wrong.
Right.
But then her body obviously was not even, this is not even trying to really dispose of the body.
No.
I don't think. This is a very sad part of the show because she is, like I said, an identical twin.
Yes.
So the police kind of say this is now a homicide. We're looking for the killer, and her family is also a part of this press conference.
Yeah.
And when her twin is just talking about what it's like to lose a twin, that was just
brutal.
Really sad.
Yeah.
Really, really sad. So there is a very smart detective, I think, named George Daniels, who seemed to get the point immediately that it was her husband. I think he just had that in his head, like, this guy's just a little bit off. Because if you look at pictures that they show, the very, very beginning of the show, I thought, well, he looks almost normal. Like the very, very beginning, before they even start the show, it's just introducing that it's a Dateline.
Yeah.
They're flashing pictures of the family. That, oh, shoot, he looks kind of normal. But then as the show starts and they start showing pictures of him in video and in pictures, he looks like Lurch.
Yes, Lurch. I 100% agree.
He is 9 feet tall. He always looks horribly
kind
depressed.
Of receding hair.
Yes, balding-ish.
Yeah, but like big
face.
Yeah.
And he just looks like Lurch.
Yeah, he does.
He's a slow walker.
Yes.
And apparently an incredibly slow talker. So he's a slow walker and a slow talker, which drove the police insane when they would be talking to him. So when they examined the body has diamond earrings. And then she's wearing only her sports bra. So there's like, it's obviously then not a robbery if you're not going to steal the diamond earrings in your ears. So it doesn't seem to be that. She was not, it looks like, sexually assaulted, even though she didn't have clothes on. So, and she didn't look like she was attacked, or actually not really much of a struggle except to not have like her clothing. Police then are like, I have no idea what the motive would be for this. They're talking to townspeople, and all these townspeople like, I saw mysterious vans driving crazy all over the town. And you know that's just a dumbass teenager.
Like,
that was just driving around.
Yeah. Weird car. I mean, cars, I don't know, drive past my house all the time.
That doesn't mean
what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. And like, and then so I think a van took her, and then people say, I saw her running down the street. Did you really? Do you really remember like a stranger running exactly what they look like? That they look like this other stranger?
No,
you didn't. But then who knows? The police are like, well, hopefully, maybe she did just run away. So the detectives talk to Brad again, and Brad says this. He tells the detectives that Nancy and he together wake up at 4 a.m. because their 2-year-old is very fussy. I said, "There's no if Nancy was still alive at that point, which we'll find out might be iffy.
Right.
Do you think her husband would get up with her and go get the crying 2-year-old?
Absolutely not.
The husband would not.
That's
and
never
you know what?
happened.
There could be some husbands that, yes, they did that. But come on. I haven't seen it in my lifetime.
No.
I haven't seen it. So he's, of course, inserting that he gets up at 4 a.m. to calm a crying 2-year-old girl. Because he would just be like, sit down, asshole, and go back to sleep. So
but, I mean, literally, my husband hears a pin drop and wakes up. And is like a complete psycho and takes shits in the middle of the night. Like, who wakes up and is like, oh, I have to poop? Yeah, my husband does.
Oh, dear.
But if our babies cried.
He's dead to the world.
Yep, dead.
Yeah. Dead. So then
I turn over and he wakes up.
Oh, I know. But not if there's a screaming child that screams for help.
Nope.
So that made the detective a little bit suspicious. Me too. The other suspicious thing was that he also said by 6 o'clock, this dad went to the grocery store twice. Oh, no. Did he go to the grocery store because he just was crazy, got his car, drove willy-nilly and landed there?
And it was like, this is the only place I know.
I had an out-of-body experience and drove to the grocery store.
Yeah.
I don't understand how else he would be there. And then to go back?
That doesn't make sense.
That wouldn't even happen once, because a man wouldn't admit he got the wrong-ass slop.
No.
I don't know. I said, right there, that is an absolute falsity. Never has this happened. So the police was like, uh-huh. So when he comes back from his 800 trips to the grocery store, he's talking to his wife, and she's like, I'm going to go for a run. And she just kind of gets ready and goes. And so that's his story to the police. And the police are like, so you woke up at 4 a.m. for your kid and been going to the grocery store ever since? And then all of a sudden your wife that's now dead went for a run, and none of this seems normal.
No.
And then they said, Brad, did you call Nancy's family in Canada? And he said, hell no. And they said, why not? And he's like, I didn't have time. Come on. But then the detective's like, that seems odd that you wouldn't tell your wife's family that she'd been missing for like a day and a half.
Right.
And then the police look at his...
Or that you wouldn't be more concerned.
Yes.
And
maybe call around. So then he said, how was your marriage? He was like, it's aight. And he said, but the last 2 months we were getting a little bit closer. And then they said, did you have problems? And he said, well, I fucked other chicks. What?
Okay. Let's focus in on that. Let's talk a little bit.
What are you talking
about what you're saying right now?
That would lead to some marital discord.
That would. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he says, well, I had an affair, and he talks about how in their neighborhood, it was Nancy's best friend that ended up sleeping
This
with,
woman.
Yes.
Oh, don't get me going
No.
on Nancy's best friend.
Heather, I think her name was.
Nancy's best friend. No, thank you.
So there's Thelma Harper from Mama's Family says something because Vint starts working with a Heather and is working late nights, but he really is only working late nights. Like he's not cheating.
Yeah.
But they learn that his coworker is a very young, sexy woman named Heather. And Thelma Harper says, "Have you ever met a Heather that wasn't trash?" And the answer is no.
Absolutely not.
So this Heather is best friends with Nancy, but then she porks Lurch, the husband. And so she tells...
I'm sorry, that's not a best friend. That is not a best friend.
She tells Nancy, like, "I'm sorry, Nancy, but I saw your husband, Brad, a.k.a. Lurch, and I saw his dick when I was putting it into my...
When I put it inside of me. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Nancy's like, "What the hell?"
In your closet.
Yeah, and she goes to Brad and says, "Did you pork Heather?" And he said, "No," in his Lurch voice.
Yeah, you did.
No. And she's like, "What?
God damn it."
So he says, "No, no, no." So then they finally go to a counselor, and they go to the counselor, and the counselor's like, "Tell me about your relationship." And Brad says, "I've been porking the shit out of her friend Heather. I love her so much. I want to be with Heather." And Nancy's like, "What?
No.
You just told me you weren't even having an affair with her, that Heather's lying. And now we get in front of another person and you embarrass the shit out of me and say that you've been fucking the shit out of my friend Heather and that you love her and want to marry her? I'm totally lost." And so Nancy's like, "I don't, what in the hell is going on?" So this is all kind of getting out to the police. And they're realizing your relationship seems odd. And Nancy then, she wants to go back to California. I'm not California, Canada.
Yes.
But Nancy is in Canada but cannot work and earn her own money because she doesn't have a green card. She's here as Brad's wife.
You mean she's in
USA.
Yeah.
So yeah, she can't work. So she's kind of dependent on Brad while she's here for money because she can't make her own money. So that just makes her choices when she's in the USA. She doesn't have very many.
She doesn't have any.
So her really only choice and what she wants is to go back to her family in Canada and take her two children. She's tired of Brad and his lies and him porking her friends. But he says at first, fine, whatever. Go ahead. And Nancy then writes up like separation papers, and Brad sees, "What? I might have to pay some child support. I might have to pay some alimony. I might have to pay for my children."
I mean,
to go
this
to
is
school.
typical, right? Because it's like
he would have to
it's
anyway,
first like,
Dick
okay,
Munch.
fine, bye. I don't care if I see my kids or not. Like, go to Canada.
He didn't care. Go to Canada and eat a dick.
But then when it came to money, he's like,
exactly. Put his foot down.
I'd rather you stay so I don't have to pay you, and I'll keep fucking Heather, and I don't give a shit about you.
He's been married to his job, so he never had any interest, really, she said, according to his friends, spending a whole lot of time with the family and with the children.
Oh, my God.
So there's probably not a whole time with the kids. He did, again, not care that the kids were going to go to Canada with her until he saw that he would have to pay for their stuff still while they're in Canada. He would have to be responsible for his children, and that he would actually have to fly there twice a month to see them, which he wouldn't anyway.
Right.
But when he saw that, he freaked out, said absolutely not, cut off all of Heather's money access. So he cut off like her credit cards. He cut off her access to their bank account.
Right.
She had already been hiding her passport and the girls' passports
in her car. Wasn't she?
And I thought, you gotta dig a hole and put those in.
Yeah.
She'd lock them in her car.
You know about digging holes.
Yes. So her friends were saying that Nancy was incredibly, stressed out for this, super miserable. Each day she didn't know what to do because it was a struggle with her husband. And she knew it was just Brad absolutely trying to control her because he literally could control her travel or where she could go. She couldn't leave.
Everything. Like at this point, I got like a claustrophobic feeling. Like,
she
oh
literally
my
couldn't
God,
leave.
she can't do anything. She can't work. So she has to rely on him. She can't fucking do anything without him
and then
giving her money.
To make it worse, Brad, which decides to give her a budget of $300 a week, which when you're raising 2 kids is in an affluent neighborhood that they were in. So that means everything, I'm sure their daycare, if they had went the grocery store, everything is even more expensive. Well, they wanted private school for them still. Like, if you would have been paying for private school here anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So $300 is not going to cut it at all to support these kids. So she wants to leave even more to go with her parents, but then he finds the 2 girls' passports. So if she leaves, she has to leave her kids, which she absolutely wasn't. She was not going to do.
He gets into her car and takes their passports. Yeah. So basically she's trapped.
Very kind friends who then say, why don't you come here and do this work in my house, or I can pay you this for this if you're willing to do this. So she's doing jobs like painting her friend's house, getting money on the side. Brad finds out, loses his mind, and so he cuts her money even more. And they start fighting. And she's like, well, what the hell? You don't want her around. And
also,
really
you
want
don't
the
want
kids.
me. But you're like,
why don't you just let me go and you could be with Heather, who you say you love and want to marry? What are you doing, you idiot? Why are you wasting all this time? And her family is saying it was such weird emotional abuse and so controlling that this was just unbelievable. So they said, of course, she's not going to just kick back and go for a leisurely jog on the 12th when she's literally in the middle of all this psychotic nightmare.
Right.
So none of it made sense. So her sister Krista, even when she found out Heather was missing, she said she called Brad and said, what did you do to her? Like, where is she? And what did you do? And I'll find out. And then hung up on him. She knew right away it was him. That he had something to do with it, but at that point they hadn't found where she was. So her family from Canada comes down and applies right away with a judge to try to get custody of the 2 little girls.
Right.
And the judge agrees, saying, well, Brad, you're going to be in the middle of this weird fuckery, finding out if you had to do anything with this or not. And either way, there's going to be people around you, surrounding you, trying to figure out, ask you questions. That's going to be scary to these girls. So Brad goes under some sort of deposition, but it wasn't by like the one right detective. I don't know. It was a deposition, but they said, and the detectives could listen, whatever. So he's being asked questions about this crime, but I think there was also something else he was involved in. I don't know. It didn't make sense. But they're asking him. I don't know. He's at a deposition, but it just wasn't a police interview. It was something weird in some case he's in.
Okay.
But they're asking him a question about where the hell your wife is. And so he's just answering, like, they say, is Nancy a good wife? And he says, sure, she was good. Yeah. They said, did you have an affair? He's like, yes, I just slept with her one time. And then I told Nancy, it's funny. Or it's just relax, relax. It didn't mean anything to me. Just relax. No big deal. And then he said how their spending on their credit cards was like outrageous, like $50,000. They had a lot of debt. So the reason he cut off her credit cards was because she was spending so much money, and they had to, it wasn't personal. They just had to clean up their credit.
Don't
it just
take
happened
it
to be
personal.
at the exact same time she got murdered, And so he said that Nancy just kind of really liked to spend money, so they had to have arguments about, try not to spend this much money. And Brad then decided he was very upset with the amount of money that he would be having to send her, which is about $5,000 a month, to pay for all that stuff, the alimony, the childcare, the girls' private schools. That doesn't seem like a whole lot for a guy that's supposed to be super wealthy. Or
no,
like pretty
or just
well off.
Even, like have enough
that's what
money
you'd
to
be paying
live
here,
right? Yeah.
So he's super freaked out. That amount made him really, really upset. And this is, again, all happening right before she disappeared and they found out she had been murdered. So he's trying to tell the family and the police that he called off Nancy's move to Canada because he said, I just couldn't handle not seeing the girls every day. You don't see them every day now and they live in your house.
Right.
Like, what's going on?
You literally couldn't care.
And so then Brad said, well, this is what happened. We were at a party across the street, and I got the shits and had left at 8 p.m. and went to bed. I left the party early. I didn't have any fun. I took all the kids home, and so the kids went to bed at like 9 p.m. I fell asleep. And then he said he was awakened briefly at 12:30 when Nancy came home. She opened the door. He said he heard her come upstairs. And then he said at 4 a.m., Katie was crying. So he had to get up and tend to the baby.
Yeah.
As if you did. Yeah, right. And then he said 20 minutes later, he talked to Nancy. And then he said they tagged him on and off to put the baby down. Brad then said he needed things at the store and had to go twice to make 2 trips. I mean, you're not going to the store.
Except that, yeah, he might.
Oh, to get out of taking care of the kid.
Yeah, or just like be like, oh, I am a dumbass and I went there once and then I didn't get everything I needed.
Yes, and I had to go again. I mean, that's very possible.
Right.
So then he comes home and it goes back and tries to take care of the baby. And she's just dressed randomly in her running clothes and says, bye, see, I'm going for a run.
No.
After you're trying to take care of your disturbed child. And after not sleeping since 4 a.m., you think she's going to do like this 4-hour run?
Dumb.
What the hell are you a massive idiot? And then so that's his story to the police. And the police like, none of that sounds like anything she might do. And they said, how do you even know she left? And he said, I don't know. I heard the door close. They're like, oh, okay.
Even his like attempt to cover, I mean, he doesn't even try.
No, and he just talks like this.
Yeah.
So then it's like 3 months after that. So it's very shortly after Nancy, they found her body and then opened the murder case. Brad Cooper's arrested. So he's charged like immediately for the murder. So his defense team, their arguments when we get, on trial are also very interesting. So the trial is in 2011. So he has to wait like 2.5 years or like 2 years after Nancy's death.
And
for his
also
trial to start.
Probably his lawyers at this point know when the jurors look at him, all they're going to see is lurch.
Absolutely. So they're trying to do extensive.
And they're going to be like, he's creepy.
Surgery. Because there's nothing that's going to make him look pleasant.
Right.
In any way. So the 3 prosecutors are on Dateline. And they're talking about how they presented the case and all that, which we weren't told from her autopsy. I guess she was strangled.
Oh.
So they said they think
she was strangled and her clothes were taken off of her.
Yeah.
Or just her shirt, but not her pants.
Yeah. She just said she had everything taken off, but her sports bra.
Oh.
So maybe she was like in the process of like taking a shower and going to bed or changing pajamas.
Oh, because
they said they think she came home from that party. He waited up for her instead of going to bed. And she probably said, you're right. You're a huge weirdo. And then he choked her. And then he had to go like, oh my God. And
then was like, put her in the truck and dumped her in a weird
wherever
place.
He could.
Yeah.
So that's what the prosecutor's story are. And that sounds pretty reasonable. They... no, because the marriage obviously wasn't doing well. He cuts Nancy out financially. She's very angry about that. He has stolen her daughter's passports, so she can't leave to her home country with them. He's sleeping with her friends and having an affair and telling her in front of other people, like counselors, that he's in love with other women. And her friends then testify that she was so scared of him, I don't know, violent wise, that she would sleep in her clothes, like her jeans and her shirt. She had her car keys in her pocket and she would sleep in the other room in the same bed as her daughters. So that's pretty dramatic.
Right.
They did say
there's fear involved.
Yes. Or that you think you have to leave immediately.
Yes.
So she probably had bags in her car.
Yes.
So that she could just run out with her children. So that's not a real happy marriage.
No.
I don't think you have to do that.
Absolutely not. No.
But her friends said she never said that he beat her physically. That was just kind of like this emotional, abuse, this control, financial control.
And then also fucking her friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it was a very rough relationship. It was just trappings, controlling, arguing, desperation, and just misery. So they think, well, he had to pay her this money. And they're like, well, $300 a week, who cares? And who cares what the money is?
Right.
It's the fact that he is controlling out her life like this, you know? So the jury hears about Nancy's life. They hear about the bad times with Brad. Nancy's dad gets on the stage. He plays a voice message that Nancy left him when she left town to kind of go visit with her parents. She had a great time. It was the last time her parents saw her, and she had the girls. She comes back home. She said the house was so filthy there was actually an insect infestation. Like rodents and insects had infested her home. It was Brad had made it so dirty.
Yep.
And the time she was gone on a short vacation.
But I'm going to totally trust my husband here to take care of my girls. It's fuckery.
I know.
Fuckery against women.
I know. And her friend Diana said that Nancy was super mad because Brad would, if she tried to make her own money, Brad would just give her less and less and less.
She would try to go do jobs for people.
Yeah.
Like, I'll paint your whatever. I'll paint your kitchen. And then if he knew she was doing that, he'd give her less money.
Yeah.
She couldn't win.
Brad sucked ass and her friends knew it. So she knew even on the party that Friday, Brad and Nancy were there and they were fighting with each other at the party.
Well, yeah. And where was dipshit Heather?
Yeah. Brad, probably there being an asshole.
Yeah.
Brad takes the girls and leaves early. Nancy stayed with her friends. Good
for you, Nancy.
And pretty much just said, like, Brad's a total monster douche.
Mm-hmm.
And he's an absolute dickhole. So Nancy disappeared then that night into the morning. So the next morning she was supposed to be at, I think, the friend's house at like
the brunch
6 or 7. Yeah, to brunch and then to like paint with her friends. So when Nancy didn't show up, and they had literally just talked about it a few hours before, her friends were very, very concerned, as well as the fact that Brad and her had been fighting so oddly, and that he had just seemed really weird and angry with her about the painting and the money, and this all just seems
it's
so
not like
horrible.
how we fight with our spouses in our friend group.
Oh no, not at all. It's totally different.
We're like, whatever.
Brad also didn't go to her funeral.
Fucked up.
Come on. Isn't that on number one? He might be guilty.
Yep.
He didn't go to her funeral, and he didn't participate in any of her search.
Nope.
Like looking for her.
Nope.
He didn't. He put in no effort, but to not even go to her funeral. He had lack of interest cooperating with the police. I mean, he just was screaming guilty. He had cleaned the house. He tried to cover his tracks. So they didn't really have enough evidence. There also, as Brad said, his first trip to the grocery store, Nancy called him and he said, I was at a stoplight and Nancy killed me. And it's on their phone records. But the police are like, bitch, you work at this computer company. Yeah. You have this one machine that can send a phone call from this phone number to this phone number at this time. Yep. So that machine Brad had signed out.
He signed it out from his company. Yeah. And it had not been returned to his company.
Yeah. So as far as I know, he still has it. And
but
this machine
surprise, it was missing from his office.
They couldn't
his home
find
office.
It.
Yeah.
But he was the last one to have it.
But he had the machine.
Yes.
That could...
Yeah, it was a certain router that could fake those phone calls quite easily.
Or fake it so that it looked like her phone calling
him.
Yeah.
And then he also, I guess, had been Googling
surprise
the same place that her body was found. Is that what he was doing? Like Google mapping the literal same field she was found. Her body,
the place that her body was found.
Yeah,
that Google Map spot was found on his computer search.
Yes, and he only searched it for 41 seconds.
So they were like that was just an accident. He didn't mean to search that, but I'm like, yeah, that's where her body was.
That's the exact coordinates of where her body was found. It happened to be on his computer right before.
Yeah,
like
so
she
he
was found.
Sure did.
Are you kidding? That's like the most obvious evidence there ever was. You dumb assholes. So that's where I think no other family members went up. I'm trying to find where
they went up. I mean, what are you talking about? Oh,
the dad did testify.
They couldn't even deal with it.
Yeah, pretty much that the Cooper marriage was horse shit.
Yeah.
Did they see Brad physically violent towards Nancy?
He was a psycho.
Ever had seen, but they knew that the $300 a week allowance was very troubling. The couple had absolutely serious credit card debt. So there was probably a lot of motives because Brad was in a lot of debt. Brad was in love with another woman. Brad would have Brad would have had to pay quite hefty fees if she took the children to another country. He also would have very little control of his children and no control of her anymore, which I'm sure was quite horrifying to him. So they laid up this very strong motive for her to maybe for him to want Nancy, completely out of his life. So when Nancy's friend Jessica testifies again that, yes, she was supposed to be at my house at 8:00 on Saturday. She was going to help me paint, and then she didn't come. The reported sightings of her jogging. Well, she was 5'9" and in good shape.
Kept saying like, I saw a girl running. Okay, cool.
That went for the defense, but
people
they said
run
they also,
all over.
She also looked like any other runner, really, when she was just in her general clothes or whatever. It could have been anybody. There's no proof that it was exactly her. But then they wanted to defame her character by bringing up that Nancy, to get back at her husband, she had relations with a male neighbor in the neighborhood, right? Or was it Heather's husband?
No, it was... Didn't Heather pork another guy that was somehow...
Yeah, there was some other person.
Heather porked her husband. Oops, but Heather also porked some other guy that had to be a witness.
Yeah, well, Nancy porked that guy.
Oh, Nancy porked that guy, and then that guy also porked Heather.
And so he had to testify that he had this affair with Nancy, and he says, well, she took her clothes off and I took my clothes off and we started to have sex. I believe we stopped.
Yeah.
And we got dressed and we decided to never speak of it again.
Yes. Yeah.
How bad was it?
So it didn't go well.
That's how he described it. She began to take her clothes off. I took my clothes off. And I believe, started to have sex.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, how weird of a testimony is that? And so the prosecutors are like, so? I mean, that doesn't mean she should get killed. Thank you. That is my story.
The dumbest.
So who cares? The defense is like trying to say these other secrets that, Nancy maybe had this secret life and maybe she had the secret contents on her BlackBerry and all this stuff. And the prosecutors are like, what are you talking about?
But really, it was like she tried to pork this guy. It didn't go well. And then he ended up porking Heather, who literally porked everyone.
Yes.
And
that is just more motive for Brad to want to be mad at her and kill her. So, why, defense, are you bringing even this up about her? Like, there's no point. And it just looks worse for your client to ruin her reputation, because that he would think badly on that. Like his wife is ruining his reputation.
This just makes me think, like, I mean, my neighborhood is not like this neighborhood at all.
No.
But every fucking murder story that we do, there's some fucking wild
porking fest on the street.
Porking fest of like everyone they're swinging or whatever. Like,
how do you even start that?
I don't know, but like, I don't know anyone whose neighborhood is like this, but every
either.
Dateline has a neighborhood like this.
I don't know. How do you just start with like backyard barbecues?
I don't think so. I mean,
what if half your neighbors are elderly like mine?
Yeah, like that's just, it's so bizarre.
Yeah, swinging neighborhoods are odd.
It's
and I think it
very
happens
weird.
a lot.
But what?
I don't know.
I don't know. I need more.
Does it happen in more hoity-toity neighborhoods?
I don't know. I
we
need
don't
people
really
to
care?
like chime in on their neighborhoods.
That is, it is, because I too do not know anything.
I don't know.
who
Like
has a swinging
once in a
neighborhood.
while, I go out on Halloween and walk around the neighborhood with my kid.
Yeah.
And I say hi to people. And like when I'm on my walks in the summer, I talk to people, but it's never been like a sexual. No.
I just don't know how it starts up. Like, what do you have to say?
Yeah,
or do you
I don't
put, like,
get that
secret
either.
lights in your yard, or
Please
secret
help us.
rock formations. I've heard too, where you have to do your rocks. And then
Rock formation.
someone else will give you the look, and then you'll be like, "Oh,
No, please help us.
No,
We
and I
don't
wanna participate in
understand.
that. Yeah,
No, we don't understand.
So they had a lot of evidence against him with the router that now was missing that could do the fake phone call, with his Google search to the exact spot where her body was found, his affair, his knowing of her affair, his controlling, his fear of spending too much money on her. All of this is adding up to like be a lot of evidence against him, and her just wanting to be a mom that wants her own freedom and to raise her children and not have anything to do with this guy in any way at all. So then it goes to the jury. I forget how long it took.
900 years. Are we hammered right now?
Yes, I am. But did Heather go
testify?
up?
No. Just the one.
Because he was with Heather that Friday too, it said.
Oh, that's right.
So his excuse was like, I couldn't have killed her because I was having an affair with my mistress.
God damn it. Heather was everywhere.
Yeah. But then they still said he had enough time to be able to quickly strangle her and then hide her body. So he was guilty of first-degree murder. And of course, everybody was horribly upset because this doesn't, it's not justice in some way, but you're still missing like your identical twin.
Yeah.
That has to be just like, good Lord. Then a few years later, the appeals court overturns Bradley Cooper's conviction. They said like
Bradley Cooper?
I mean, yes. Well, that's his name. Bradley Cooper. Brad Cooper.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh!
The judge said they should have had more defense of help of all his laptop searches. So he goes on a second trial. But then when they start getting ready for that, Brad says, wait, I did it. I'm guilty.
I'm out. I guess I did it.
So he got 15 years because he pled down.
This was so fucked up.
So the girls ended up going back to Canada to be raised by Nancy's twin. Which
That's so
Krista
sad because
I know.
anyway, it just ended up for them like it should have with their mother.
Yes, I know. They have, she calls her Mama Nancy to them when she talks about Mama Nancy. So that, again, horrifying. All because of a man in his dumb ass brain.
Yeah, he is fucked up.
I don't know. Sometimes you can be smart and be very dumb. Look at me. Yes. Very dumb.
No.
But that was just really shitty. And Brad, again, with his lurch body and his slow talker.
And just like
the police just said he would talk so damn slow.
Yeah. Everything sucked about him.
I know.
And Heather sucked too.
She did, that horror. We do have our book club, you said, picked out. It's January. What?
Yeah, our book club this month is going to be, I can't remember the date. I'm going to make it right now. It's January, whatever, the last Tuesday of the month. And we are reading The Berry Pickers. And then put it on your queue for February because we're reading a classic, Rebecca.
We are.
I'm reading it right now.
I have to start.
I read 1,000. I mean, I read it a long time ago,
too.
But I don't remember, so I don't want anyone to tell me. And then after that, we have a Ruth Ware book, and we also have some other Agatha Christie classics coming up. So we do have that, and you'll find all the information in our Facebook group and also the Zoom link.
Correct.
Did this episode make sense
I don't know.
at all?
Who knows? Who cares? The world is so crazy. It just makes sense the crazier it is.
It really does.
Yeah, we're Americans. We're living in a sort of weird hellscape. So this should be just a shit show. Because that's...
Good luck making sense of
sense.
this.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye-bye.